much more of a simple, decadent breakfast, lunch, or dessert treat as a biscuit. And this is the way that my mother-in-law taught me. We've got flour, and we start off, and it's actually called the well method. And the reason it's called that is in the center here, and you can see that I've sort of dug out a little well, pushed all the flour to the outside just so I've got a little hole in the center. With that, I'm going to take a tablespoon of Crisco. And then I love buttermilk in my biscuits. It's something about that little bit of a zing that it brings to it that I like a lot. So we pour our buttermilk over top of our Crisco right in the center of our well. And you may be thinking, well, what about the measurements? This is country bacon, so it's a smidge, it's a squeeze, it's a half a bowl of flour. Now here's the part that is the trick to making these biscuits without making a big mess. Using 3 or even 4 fingers, we reach into the bowl here, and we're going to start what the pie makers call the pinch method. So we're going to start by taking a little bit of this Crisco in our fingers and then working our way around the edges here. I'm going to start to incorporate the flour. And this is the part where it takes a little bit of practice, and we're just going to keep going in a circle. I'm rotating the bowl here, and you'll see that as I continue to rotate and do the pinch method, that in the liquid here, and it's pulling in just little bits of flour at the time, every time that I rotate it. And if you watch, you'll see it actually pulling away from the side of the well, not the side of the bowl. Remember, the well is just in the center here where I made it. All right, this is a crucial part here, and I want you to notice what's going on inside the bowl. As we continue the pinch method, you'll see that the flour's still around the outside, but more importantly, every time I pinch it, the flour, the dough here, our biscuits, I'm able to pull it away from the dough itself. This tells me that I'm getting almost to what I need for my biscuit making perfection. But here's what we were working for. With our little 2-3 finger pinch in between the bowl, you can see that we still have the flour all the way around, so our well basically is still intact. And now I've got a piece of dough that I can, as you can see here, move around pretty freely inside of the bowl. It's not sticking to anything, and so that way I know that we are ready to wash our hands, put a little flour on them, and then turn this into biscuits. So we're just gonna split this into 4 pieces. So basically what we made there is 4 biscuits. Gonna start by rolling it like a meatball. I like to do this because it gets the outside kind of uniform. We don't want to stretch it too much. Remember, we want flaky. We don't want it to be worked over like bread or even pie dough for that matter. But we're going to get this in a little ball onto a very lightly greased baking sheet, and these are ready to go into an oven. 350 degrees. They take about 20-25 minutes. When they're golden brown on the top, they're perfectly ready to eat. Look at them, they're beautiful. Warm, flaky, golden brown. Biscuits get a bad rap. They make it look like they're so difficult and messy to make, but they're not. Here's the deal, once you get that well method down, start making them, and then you can freeze them. And you say, why would I freeze a biscuit? Well, maybe you've got some leftover bacon from this morning. Bam, you got a sandwich. Maybe you've got some leftover smoked sausage from this morning. Bam, now you got a double-decker meat sandwich. Or maybe you have some strawberries and blueberries and you make a scone. Did we talk about scones? We didn't. Am I out of time? Because I want to tell you how to make scones. All right, that's it. It's a cliffhanger, a culinary nonsense cliffhanger. And when it comes to biscuits, and soon to be scones, there is none better.